Hello and welcome my friends. This is Naresh, your host from Autocars India, bringing you live commentary for round 7 of Formula 1 2018 season from Montreal, Canada. In the 1960s, the rivalry between French and English-speaking Canada meant that the country's Grand Prix had two homes, Mosport Park one year and Mont-Tremblant the next. By 1970, however, Mont-Tremblant was deemed too dangerous and the race moved full-time to Mosport Park. In 1977, the French Canadians, motivated by incredible success of Gilles Villeneuve the Great, decided it was about time they build a racetrack. And after spending $2 million, the race venue came to Notre-Dame and they connected the island's road and made a circuit. The island had been home since 1967, and every year there has been a Grand Prix here since then. We are almost in 40 years now. To touch upon the greats at this circuit, Gilles Villeneuve, on whose name the circuit has been named, in his first season with Ferrari, who was yet to win a Formula 1 race, made it good and count when he came to this circuit, the home circuit. Eventually, after his tragic death in 1982, the track was renamed in his honor. His son Jacques Villeneuve never won the track, but some of the great drivers of the sport have taken the spoils here. Who would forget Michael Schumacher, who holds a record of having 7 wins in Canada. And we have Lewis Hamilton, who already have bagged 6 wins in this season in his career, and he looked forward to equal the 7 wins at this circuit by Michael Schumacher if he wins this weekend. How is 2018 season standing as of now in terms of driver. Lewis Hamilton, Sebastian Vettel, Daniel Ricciardo all have won 2 Grand Prix each, with last Monaco Grand Prix winner Daniel Ricciardo coming fresh from the win 2 weeks back. Lewis Hamilton leading the driver standing for 2018 with Mercedes 110 points. Ferrari, Sebastian Vettel, German, following him with 96 points, 14 points behind him. Third comes Daniel Ricciardo, Australian, Red Bull Racing, Tag Heuer with 72 points. Valtteri Bottas, teammate of Mercedes, Lewis Hamilton, is on 68 points, followed by Kimi Raikkonen, Ferrari, 60 points, Max Verstappen, 35 points in Red Bull, Fernando Alonso in 7th position for McLaren with 32 points, Nico Hülkenberg behind him in 8th position with 26 points for Renault, followed by his teammate Carlos Sainz in 9th position with 20 points. 10th position to Kevin Magnussen of Haas with 19. Toro Rosso, Pierre Gasly in 11th with 18 points. Force India, Sergio Perez, followed by Esteban Ocon with 17 and 9 points respectively. Sauber, Charles Leclerc in Sauber with 9 points. Stoffel Vandoorne, McLaren, 8 points. Lance Stroll, Williams, followed by Marcus Ericsson with 4 and 2 points. Brendan Hartley of Toro Rosso having 1 point. Roman Grosjean, Sergei Sirotkin have still to win any points in this season. In terms of constructors, Mercedes leads 2018 Constructor Championship with 178 points, Ferrari 156, Red Bull Racing 107, Renault distant 4, 46 points, followed by McLaren 40 points in 5th position, 6th position for Force India Mercedes 26 points, 7th for Toro Rosso Honda 19 points, 8th position Haas Ferrari 19, followed by Sauber 11 and Williams Mercedes 4 points. All the teams have scored point in 2018 season as of now. We are at this great circuit here with great racing. As always, we have got at circuit Gilles Villeneuve. First Grand Prix was held in 1978, number of laps 70, circuit length 4.361 meters, race distance 305.27 kilometers, with lap record sits with Rubens Barrichello 2004, 1 minute 13.622. Rest assured that time is going to go down, as we have already seen 1 minute 12 seconds in the pre-practice sessions in FP3 today. This weekend looking good for Mercedes, as they were on ultra soft tires, more comfortable, and they ran this tire most of the time in FP1 and FP2. However, FP3 they tried their hyper soft tires also, and topping the timesheets in FP3, which is more relevant, was Max Verstappen of Red Bull. He was followed by Vettel, Raikkonen, Hamilton, Ricciardo, Bottas, Sergio Perez, Hülkenberg, Grosjean, Stoffel Vandoorne in top 10. With top 6 drivers only separated by 5/10 of a second or half a second. This is how close the battle of Supreme 3 teams is expected to be in qualifying today. Friends, I am your host Naresh from Autocars India, bringing you live commentary for this qualifying session, which is just going to start in some time. Just some bites. Max Verstappen is under a pressure, but he doesn't feel so, as he needs to deliver. He has been had been incidents of crashes in the last 6 races of this season. Every race he has some incident or the other which he needs to change. So here we go. We are at Notre-Dame circuit at Montreal for round 7 in Canada. Second largest city in the Canada, named after Mount Royal, the hill in the heart of the city. No building in the city can be taller than the cross on Mount Royal. City buildings are connected by over 32 kilometers of underground tunnels with various islands connected. Named after the legendary Canadian driver who won the first race here 40 years ago. The lake behind the pit building was home to 1976 Olympics Games. Victory of Lewis Hamilton in this weekend could match him with Michael Schumacher the Great. 4.361 kilometer racetrack with speeds of 348 km per hour, 14 turn, 1 minute 13.632 time set by Lorenzo Barrichello still holds a record which will topple down. Massa versus Perez accident in 2014, we will not forget that. Turn 10, 2017, Robert Kubica, dangerous accident. And turn number 13 and 14, great Michael Schumacher hit the wall of champions. In the same race, all other two world championship leaders had hit the ball. So tire choice, super soft, ultra soft, hyper soft for this race. Track grip 1 of 5, traction 5 of 5. This is a high-speed circuit, conditions are good, air temperature 22 degrees Celsius, track temperature 44 degrees Celsius, humidity 20%, wind speed 4.4 km per hour. Action is going to start any moment now. We look forward for a thrilling qualifying session as Sebastian Vettel, Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton, they look strong to dominate this qualifying session here. However, favorite for getting the pole remains with Lewis Hamilton as he always generates some kind of wonderful speed in the qualifying session. Just to update you, Daniel Ricciardo was in danger of having MGUK failure, but his engineers have managed to salvage the parts and he comes to the Grand Prix without any penalty, which is good news for Red Bull. Max Verstappen as he gets ready in the car. As the clock ticks down to 18 minutes of Q1, drivers are starting to don their helmets ahead of the green light. Just a reminder that the end of qualifying session 1, 5 drivers will be eliminated. Mercedes leading 117 points, followed by Ferrari 156, Red Bull Racing 107 points for the constructors. It was an encouraging FP3 for Pierre Gasly for Toro Rosso. However, he was reporting at the end of FP3 that he lost the power. So because of that, his power unit has been swapped with the old one just before the qualifying. Let's see what does he do. As the green light goes off, we have Q1 session on. All the drivers, and we have right at the start problem with Roman Grosjean as his car is coming in flames. He not even came out of the pit and his car is under serious trouble there. Roman Grosjean, huge amount of smoke from the back of that horse. He's been told to stop the car right in the pit lane. He started, not even moved by 40 meters, and game over for Roman Grosjean. So right at the start, Roman Grosjean, game over, not even came out of the pits. Huge amount of smoke came out of the car as the other fast driver, Kevin Magnussen, comes out on the track along with other drivers and getting ready to set the time lapse. This is round 7 of 2018 Formula 1 Championship, where the Canadian Grand Prix weekend is underway and we have the qualifying session on. Q1, 15 and a half minutes remaining in session 1. After Roman Grosjean at the start is in the pits, other cars are out and on their warm-up laps. In the meantime, looks Kevin Magnussen will be the first driver to set the time lap as he comes in sector 3. As he comes around the wall of champions and goes provisional P1. Charles Leclerc Sauber behind him, 3/10 seconds low. Is P2, Marcus Ericsson P3, another Sauber. So 14 minutes into the session, Sergei Sirotkin now goes P1 provisional, 1 minute 14.203. Surely this time is going to get toppled very soon as Sebastian Vettel, 4-time world champion, 53 career poles, last pole he had in Azerbaijan, and he's going to soon come out on top. As he starts his time lapse, Sebastian Vettel goes easy on the car, very smoothly driven. Remember, this circuit is a fast speed circuit with very sharp corners and a demanding circuit in terms of power units for the car. as Sebastian Vettel setting the purple sectors in sector 1, sector 2, sector 2, and he's in sector 3, coming around with speeds 324 km per hour. Sebastian Vettel comes around the wall of champions, goes around start finish straight, and he goes P1 with 2 second gap between him and the second place, which is rightly so. 1 minute 12 seconds. Charles Leclerc has a bit of lockup and decides to take the escape route. No harm done. Lance Stroll, the next man up. He's on a faster lap, and with him behind is Sergei Sirotkin for both the drivers. Once again, in the meantime, Brendan Hartley goes P5 with 1 minute 40.1 seconds. Lance Stroll now, he's P4. Williams. As the Stroll family, being a local boy, family members are there in the paddock for Williams. Raikkonen goes P1 in the meantime with a very small gap to Sebastian Vettel, 600 of a second faster than Sebastian Vettel, as Lewis Hamilton got strapped up and he's about to bring his Mercedes out on the track. Let's hear some team radios. Brendan Hartley, Sebastian Vettel before he started.
Seems as low pack to start with, around 1 second lower.
Looks very cool and calm. What does Marcus Ericsson has to say?
Okay, watch for that. I cannot see where it's going. Yeah, he's on the left hand side now, so just keep going straight.
Interesting team radios. Not a bad effort for local hero Stroll, who goes ahead of his teammate Sergei Sirotkin. The Canadian will be looking to give his home support something to smile about it this weekend. But he needs to work hard, as he was P20 in the final practice session. 10 minutes remaining in Q1. Kimi Räikkönen topping the timesheet, followed by Sebastian Vettel. As Esteban Ocon of Force India goes P3 now. Daniel Ricciardo in the meantime, he is on a faster lap now, and he is P4. As Sebastian Vettel goes even faster, he is P1 now. Raikkonen is P2 with 2/10 of the second faster. Daniel Ricciardo has a bit of a moment. He picked up dust or dirt on the way. Very close to the wall. Lucky Daniel Ricciardo, no harm done however. In the meantime, Stoffel Van Dorn also having a bit of lockup. Lewis Hamilton, in the meantime, hustling his car around. Sector 2 is going on now as he goes around the hairpin close to the wall, up to the speed 240 km per hour in sector 2. Raikkonen in the meantime goes P1 once again. Bit of battle going on between Ferrari drivers for first position. Lewis Hamilton had a bit of moment and he spoils his lap. Drivers need to keep their cool calm, as this may cost them dearly if they make a mistake here. Oh, very close for Marcus Ericsson. As Max Verstappen, he's also putting purple sector time in sector 1. He's in sector 2. Will Max Verstappen be able to come out P1 in this qualifying session 1? He's in sector 2. Looks good for Max Verstappen here as he topped the timesheets in FP3 2 hours back. Yes, he is 200 of a second faster than time set by Kimi Räikkönen P1 as of now. 7 minutes to go in this session. Max Verstappen looks good to be quicker than Ferrari. As he comes around Wall of Champions and he goes P3 only. He lost the time in sector 3. Lewis Hamilton once again. Ricciardo in the meantime going P6, Bottas P4 and Vettel goes P1. 100 of a second faster Vettel. Every lap Ferraris, Vettel and Raikkonen are toppling their time. Ricciardo goes P5 now. Hamilton is managing only 4th position. He had a messy lap before. Bottas in the meantime, he had a sector 1 purple time, sector 2 personal best, and he is in sector 3 with a speed trap of 320 km per hour, closing the Wall of Champions on the start finish straight. Where does he go? He's P6 as of now. He goes P3. So game on for Mercedes. In the meantime, drivers in relegation zone, Lance Stroll, Charles Leclerc. Sergei Sirotkin, Marcus Ericsson and Roman Grosjean already out of the qualifying. Very close for Marcus Ericsson. He had a moment. He would have collected the Red Bull along with him. And here Marcus Ericsson had clipped the wall and he made a damage to his car. Drivers in drop zone, Lance Stroll, Charles Leclerc, Sergei Sirotkin, Marcus Ericsson and Roman Grosjean. Max Verstappen had a bit of lockup and he takes a escape route 2. Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton trying to exploit as much as speeds possible on this circuit. Lewis Hamilton is as of now P5. Verstappen is P4. Both the Ferraris sitting comfortably up in P1 and P2. Lewis Hamilton, he's P5, he's 7/10, already slower than the time set by Vettel. Let's see whether he can pick up some time in P3, in sector 3, sorry. As he goes 325 km per hour in turn number 11, 12, 13, Wall of Champions, safe, start finish line, crosses, and he goes no better. He's still P5, stays where is he, bettering his time. Some celebrities at the circuit. James Marsden, actor, he is watching the Canadian Grand Prix. He has a lot of fans here on the circuit who would enjoy his presence. Lance Stroll in the meantime, driver in relegation zone, and at the head is Kevin Magnussen. One of the Haas is already out, one of the Haas is at P50. You cannot say Alonso is also safe. He is presently in P14. He needs to get some time out of it. As Lance Stroll tries to However, Lance Stroll, he's on a time lap. First sector is slow. He's already out. In the meantime, Charles Leclerc, he goes P12. Alonso is also at the risk here. He's P15 with Lance Stroll in P17 making a attempt here to come out of the relegation zone. Brendan Hartley is 14. He tries to get his time better. Let's see Lance Stroll. Where does he finish in this lap? And he spoils his lap. He misses the turn altogether. So no time added. In the meantime, Alonso is now in the relegation zone. Hartley in Toro Rosso Honda is well up in P30. Lance Stroll misses altogether turn number 12 and takes the escape route. We had a big lock up there. Alonso and Van Dam are at the risk of relegation too, with Van Dam 15th and Alonso 16th position with 1 minute 20 seconds to go in Q1. We are looking at Alonso, Stroll, Sirotkin, Ericsson and Grosjean in the relegation zone. Van Dam and Alonso, they are on outlap as Van Dam starts his time lap now. Alonso is already in a drop zone. So Van Dam starts his time lap. Let's see what he can do here. Sector 1. Apparently a strong sector for McLaren here. As he finishes sector 1. He is already 3/10 down in sector 1. But his personal best here. So he should be able to better his time. As Van Dam starts sector 2. Remember, this is Fernando Alonso's 300 Grand Prix weekend and he will not like to get relegated in qualifying 1 itself. He's on the track with Van Dam sector 2, slow time. Alonso in the meantime going 10th quicker than Van Dam as he goes around start finish line. Where does he finish? Checkered flag is already out. Stoffel Van Dam. He goes P14. Gasly at P15. Alonso is behind. What does Alonso do? As he goes around, Magnussen goes P8. Alonso is 14. He could be in danger. Van Dam is 15. Hartley is there. Hartley. So it looks very clean that both the McLarens will just be able to make in the Q2. Pierre Gasly, surprise package, has missed out. This was not expected from Pierre Gasly. He must have done the mistake somewhere. Brendan Hartley to be a surprise is PA. Change of fortune for Toro Rosso driver. Everybody was talking about Toro Rosso. Brendan Hartley to leave Formula 1 in between the season, but he put a strong performance. So drivers eliminated: Pierre Gasly, Lance Stroll, Sergei Sirotkin, Marcus Ericsson and Roman Grosjean, who did not set any time.
The closer you got to me, the faster I try to leave.
So session 1 completed and drivers out in qualifying session 1 are Pierre Gasly, Toro Rosso, Lance Stroll and Sergei Sirotkin from Williams, Mercedes, Marcus Ericsson from Sauber and Roman Grosjean, who did not set any time, are out of Q1. Time to hear some team radios. What Pierre Gasly has to say.
What is the plan? Okay, the target is first time lap. First time lap is the target.
He's out already. Marcus Ericsson.
I'm in the wall. Sorry? What happened? I'm in the wall. Okay, copy. Yeah. My car is broken. Was it Verstappen? No. Okay, box.
When Marcus Ericsson hit the wall, Brendan Hartley.
Had the yellow inside one. There wasn't a very good lap after.
Sebastian Vettel, what he has to say.
Team says low track to start with. Around 1 second lower.
Marcus Ericsson once again.
Okay, watch for that.
I cannot see where he's going. Yeah, he's on the...
So Ferrari tops that session and are looking the team to beat here in Canada, with Lewis Hamilton and Ricciardo unable to complete a fully clean lap in this session. With everyone running hypersoft tires, will we be seeing anyone roll the dice and try to make it through Q2 on ultra soft? That did not happen. So we have a absorbing session, qualifying session 1, and we look forward for Q2, which is going to start any moment now. 15 minutes for Q2. Top 10 drivers will go to Q3. 5 drivers from position 11 to 15 will be relegated in Q2. Sebastian Vettel set the pace in the first part of the qualifying, but every lap which was put by him and his teammate Kimi Räikkönen were toppling the times set by each other. So team rivalry is going good way in Ferrari as Sebastian Vettel comes out on track. Ferrari definitely looking to be the team to beat in this weekend. Lewis Hamilton also wasting no time to come out on the track. Apart from top 6 drivers, there's going to be a great fight between Force India's, Sauber's, McLaren and Renault's for staying in the hunt for Q3. As Sebastian Vettel, Kimi Räikkönen, he decides to go on ultra soft tires. They will try their luck on ultra soft tires. Remember, the drivers finishing Q2 will be starting on the same set of tires in the race tomorrow, and it will be good if they can qualifying on ultra soft, and that's what at least the top 6 drivers will try to do it. And Kimi Räikkönen is exactly doing that. Sector 1, purple sector timings, fastest of all by Kimi Räikkönen. He's really hustling the Ferrari around the circuit. Kimi Räikkönen. This has been a good circuit for Kimi Räikkönen. He's always on the podium. Sector 2, also a purple sector for Kimi Räikkönen. Looks set to be setting 1 minute 11s in this session. As he comes around, close to the wall of champions, clearly negotiates and comes around start finish line. Behind him is Vettel. Kimi Räikkönen goes provisionally 1 minute 11.6 as expected. Vettel is also setting purple timing. Sector 2 goes very close to wall of champions, start finish line. Where does Vettel goes? Goes P1, 900 of second. Hamilton is the fastest of all. Both the purple sectors. Where does Lewis Hamilton finishes? It will be interesting to see. However, he makes a mess in the final sector and he locks up Lewis Hamilton. Let's see what does he finish, where does he finish. He had a lockup. He had a beautiful sector 1 and sector 2 with purple sector timing. So he aborts his lap and he wants to gather all the energy once again and try and do it. In the meantime, Bottas goes to P1 for Mercedes. Lewis Hamilton P4, as of now Magnussen P5, Charles Leclerc P6, Daniel Ricciardo P7. He is presently in the outlap. Bottas has gone quickest of all in this weekend. Valtteri Bottas is the leaderboard controller right now, 1 minute 11.514 seconds. Hamilton goes back to pits. His time is good enough to qualify him for Q2. In the meantime, Daniel Ricciardo, he's on outlap. He's going to start his time lap now. As he goes around, he starts the time lap. Behind him is Max Verstappen. Both the Red Bull teammates. They're out. Red Bulls on Hypersoft 2, trying to take the advantage to have the start of the Grand Prix on the tire which is going to be a better one, ultra soft. They are hyper soft, sorry. Sector 1, 900 of seconds slower to P1, Daniel Ricciardo. So Daniel Ricciardo coming around start finish line and he's 3/10 slower, so he's only managing P5. Max Verstappen goes P1. What a time set by Max Verstappen here. P1, rightly so, the Dutchman. He's been under pressure for last 6 Grand Prix and he's not changed. He says this is the way he drives and he's going to continue in the same fashion, and he's delivering this weekend without any mistake. It's It's a strange thing that ultra soft tires have been used by Mercedes and Ferrari, where Mercedes is always comfortable on hyper soft tires. In the meantime, drivers in relegation zone, we have 7.5 seconds to go. Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, Sergio Perez, Nico Hülkenberg, Fernando Alonso. Stoffel Vandoorne is just at the edge, P10. Charles Leclerc is having the highest speed, 329.3 km/h, topping the speed trap here. Nico Hülkenberg, in the meantime, coming around start-finish straight. Where does he finish? Sainz is the best of the rest after the top 6 drivers. P7, Ocon and Perez P8, P9. Hülkenberg goes P10. Alonso is behind him. What does Alonso do? Very, very important for Alonso, and he is only P14. So McLaren, no good. That's the bottom line. Not the best of the pack, and it will be a Herculean task now for McLaren to come out and get into Q3. Max Verstappen, beautiful time set by Max Verstappen, 1 minute 11.472 seconds. Bottas second, Vettel third, Raikkonen fourth, Hamilton fifth, Ricciardo sixth, Sainz 7th, Ocon and Perez for Force India 8th and 9th, Nico Hülkenberg finishing 10th. Drivers in relegation zone, Kevin Magnussen, Brendan Hartley, Stoffel Vandoorne, Fernando Alonso and Charles Leclerc. And we have something great going on the track as the streaker goes on the track. Of course, when we are talking about the streaker, we are talking about Roman Grosjean car back. This is a replication of what happened 1998 in Silverstone circuit when one of the streaker came on the circuit, and the situation was same when Roman Grosjean car, which was not looking good, and people were saying that is as good as a naked guy, and he proved to be. He came out of the pits with nothing on his back. Drivers in relegation zone, Magnussen, Hartley, Vandoorne, Alonso and Leclerc. Leclerc trying now. Not a good time. Sector 1. Slower in what he has set earlier. It's only 3.5 minutes to go. as we have 2.5 minutes to go. Charles Leclerc just completing his lap now. Where does he finish? He's P15, he goes only P13. Looks, that's the maximum capability of these cars. Driver's at risk is Nico Hülkenberg. Hartley is definitely the man who can challenge Nico Hülkenberg in 10th position. As Kevin Magnussen finishes his lap and he's P11. Lewis Hamilton, he did not have a very good lap and he is only P5. He's still staying P5 on hypersoft tires. Valtteri Bottas behind him. What does he do? Also a slow lap with hypersoft tires on. Kimi Räikkönen, in the meantime, also getting a lap done on hypersoft tires. They're just getting the car set up for qualifying session 3. Ferrari and Mercedes looking to have the same strategy going. Sebastian Vettel also does the same. He's on hypersoft tires, getting the car balanced right and getting set for Q3 here. We are building up for the most intense qualifying session, and in the meantime, blue flags for Sebastian Vettel as he completely gets choked up by the driver and he aborts his lap. He was complaining as he was on his time lap and all the other drivers were slowing down on the start-finish straight. Fernando Alonso in the meantime, he is presently P15. Let's see what does he finish off this session with. Doesn't seem to be challenging P10. Let's see. Fernando Alonso P15 right now, crosses the start-finish. He's only P40 above his teammate. Brendan Hartley here, he's P12 right now. Where does he go? Remains P12. Stoffel Vandoorne, P15 right now. Will he be able to displace Fernando Alonso? No, he doesn't. Esteban Ocon in 8th position. Ocon goes P8. Daniel Ricciardo goes P1. In the meantime, sets up the fastest lap time of this race. New track record for Daniel Ricciardo, 1 minute 11.434. Kevin Magnussen goes P11, Nico Hülkenberg goes P7. Sergio Perez is P10 right now. Congratulations Daniel Ricciardo for setting the new track record here. Lewis Hamilton only manages P6. So Hamilton doesn't find his niche on this sector. So it's Ricciardo and Red Bulls who are P1, P2 at the end of Q2. Drivers eliminated: Magnussen, Hartley, Leclerc, Alonso and Vandoorne. So McLaren surely not the car which Jack Brown was looking for.
much louder. Now we're here to take control over your body and over your soul. We're gonna take back everything and lose it all. Lose it all. Lose it all. Feel it in your arms, feel it in your legs, feel it on your fingertips and feel it in your head. Just let your body go, just let your body go, just let your body go and move to the rhythm. I wonder what went wrong today. Why do I feel like I linger? Linger between the words you say. Say the words you remember.
Vital research that will benefit us all. That's the power of global trade, and DHL is making it happen.
One touch from you, and I was hooked. And I can add it, I can't get enough. Can't be with.
So it's time to hear some team radios for qualifying session 2. Pierre Gasly,
What is the plan? Okay, the target is first time lap. First time lap is the target.
who was out in Q1 itself. So very interesting. We had Q2 with us where drivers who have been relegated are Kevin Magnussen, Brandon Hartley, Charles Leclerc, Fernando Alonso and Stoffel Vandoorne. First session, Max Verstappen topped the timesheets. Now it's the turn of Daniel Ricciardo, and he was P1 in Q2, and now we are looking forward to the final qualifying session Q3. Who will get the pole here? That's a big question to be answered, which will be done in another 12 minutes of time from now. Lewis Hamilton doesn't look to be on top of his things he needs to do to get the pole position. Red Bull looked good, Ferrari looked definitely good. Let's see who's bringing a surprise. Past driver Roman Grosjean, he spoke to Sky Sports sometime back and he says, I think I am hitting the bad luck for this season, the next season and the one after that as well. On the positive, the car felt really good with the upgrade. I knew I could be used best of the rest today, so I was really going for that. Anyway, tomorrow is the long race and hopefully we can have a good day. Definitely not a good day for Roman Grosjean today. As the drivers are getting ready in their cars final minute setups are being done. However, a dismal show for McLaren. Really dismal performance by McLaren. Worst qualifying of the season for McLaren, where they were hoping that McLaren is going to be pretty strong in the second half of the season. Nothing happened so. Looks Fernando Alonso should start thinking of his career and leaving Formula One now, as McLaren surely cannot give him a championship winning car, as it seems clearly from now. Lewis Hamilton comes out of the pit as the 12 minutes starts for qualifying session 3. Doesn't wait any moment. Lewis Hamilton, Kimi Räikkönen, the next one, getting ready, comes out of the pit on the track. As Lewis Hamilton starts his time lap in Sector 1, let's see what does he come with Sector 1. He should be somewhere sitting in 19 seconds in Sector 1. As he completes, rightly so, that's a purple sector. Strength of his is Sector 1, Sector 2, but he has to better in Sector 3. He has done the same previous times, but messed up in Sector 3. Bottas is also almost identical times with Lewis Hamilton, as another purple sector for Lewis Hamilton here. And he definitely, if he makes the clean Sector 3, he should be coming out as P1 here. Let's see, Bottas does the same. Nothing to match between the two Mercedes drivers. Let's see Lewis Hamilton, can he keep it clean this time around? This is where the most mattering time now. Very clean for Lewis Hamilton. Surely he will be P1 and it will be a great time. 11.22, new track record. Remember, Bottas now behind him. What does he do? He's also very strong. And he goes 1 minute 10.8. That has been a new track record and break all records. Kimi Räikkönen behind him. Will he be able to better? He's definitely having green sector, Sector 1, Sector 2, but only manages 2/10 slower than time set by Mercedes driver. Hamilton doesn't seem to be in form. And Vettel, very close, 900ths of a second slower. What does he do? It will be interesting to see. Can he bring Ferrari on top or SP2? Very soon we'll see. Start finish straight. Before that, he's on the long straight speed trap measuring 325 km/h, very close to the wall of champions. Come on the start finish straight, and he goes P1. Yes, he does. 800 of the second faster than the Mercedes. New track record. We have 3 track records set in this qualifying session. Kimi Räikkönen only manages P3. Bottas is P2. Ferrari on top. Hamilton comes back in the pits. He needs to gather everything. His Sector 3 is not doing good at all. Not happy at all, Lewis Hamilton. In the meantime, Red Bulls are on outlap now. Let's see what does Red Bull do. This is the time when it matters most for Red Bull. The first one leading is Daniel Ricciardo, pole sitter of Monaco. However, very different track record. This is the time he has to bring everything what he has in his pocket. Daniel Ricciardo, Sector 1, already 100th of a second slower in Sector 1. Daniel Ricciardo, let's see what does he do in Sector 2. Verstappen behind him, also not very strong in Sector 1 as compared to the time set by Sebastian Vettel here. Sector 2, Daniel Ricciardo, time to beat 42.2 and he's almost same, he's 600 of seconds slower. Definitely eyeing for P2 here, Daniel Ricciardo. Could be P1 also if he brings a phenomenal lap with Sector 3 in position. Verstappen, nothing much to separate between two teammates as Ricciardo, a very aggressive wall of champions, crosses times, start finish straight, where does he go? Manages only P5. What about Verstappen? Definitely Ricciardo has made a mistake somewhere. He's only 310. So none of the Red Bull drivers are able to challenge in the first leg of qualifying 3 with 5.5 minutes to go.
When this man slowed them down, he went driver just halfway around in 36 hours. Runway was finished. Climate change scientists to continue vital research that will benefit us all.
So Force Indias are still to set the time as top 6 drivers have brought their cars in their garages once again and get all the energies gathered for them and get ready for one final time for the fight for pole. Few minutes of the session, one lap these drivers are going to get. Force India is still to set the time. Rightly so, Renault is P7, P8, Ocon is P9, P10. Those positions doesn't seem to be changing much. Lewis Hamilton has still to deliver what he is known for. This is surely the pressure moment for Lewis Hamilton here. As the drivers get ready to come out of the track, let's see who comes out first. Vettel looks all set. As of now, if others doesn't better the time, so he should be the pole sitter here. Lewis Hamilton, first one to come out of the track, P5 right now. He needs to find the time. What better time than this to set that? Kimi Räikkönen is the first driver who will come out in outlap. We feel the atmosphere here for last 1.5 seconds now when all 6 drivers with Räikkönen leading the pack, Hamilton, Bottas, Vettel, Ricciardo and Verstappen following him. Very interesting and thrilling 1 minute 10 seconds in Q3 here. Räikkönen leading the pack. He's presently P3, Bottas is P2. It'll be very interesting to see as Räikkönen gets ready. As the Kimi Räikkönen starts the time lap, time to beat is 19.5 in sector 1. Strange, he is already very slow. Kimi Räikkönen has some problems. He has messed up his qualifying time here. Definitely has made some mistake. Yes, surely. Kimi Räikkönen, not a good time to do. He spoils his lap here. Hamilton, he is 700 of a second faster than the time set by Vettel here. Will Hamilton be able to set in sector 3? That will be important. He has not done that in this Grand Prix weekend today. Vettel is also putting purple laps. Let's see what Lewis Hamilton does first. As he comes around clean, wall of champions very close. What does he do? He goes provisionally P3 only. He doesn't manage. Vettel is faster even. Will Vettel be able to do? He doesn't make any mistake and he will be P1 surely so. Vettel is the pole sitter here by 100 of a second. Ricciardo is behind him. Ricciardo is setting the green timings in sector 2. Ricciardo is only managing P6. Bottas is P2. Verstappen, he goes P3. Verstappen is P3. What a time for Verstappen to be. New track record for Sebastian Vettel here. Daniel Ricciardo only managed P6. Räikkönen is P5. Congratulations Ferrari and Sebastian Vettel for getting the pole in Canada. What a moment. And what a time for Sebastian Vettel. He is behind Lewis Hamilton by 14 points and this is a great time to be in. What a time. Really happy to see Vettel setting up this time here. So here we come to the end of this qualifying session. What a session it was. So finally Sebastian Vettel tops the timesheet and he is the pole sitter here, followed by Valtteri Bottas second, Max Verstappen goes third position, Hamilton fourth only, Raikkonen manages fifth due to his mistake in the first sector. Daniel Ricciardo 6th, Hülkenberg 7th, Ocon 8th, Sainz 9th, and Sergio Perez is going to start 10th. With this, I will bring a close to this live commentary. Do remember to join me for race day live tomorrow at the Canadian Grand Prix, and in the meantime, do like and subscribe my channel Autocars India. This is your Naresh, your host from Autocars India, signing off. Take care. Bye bye.